Shut up and sit down.
Greetings, fellow travelers. Oblyx here, coming at you today from Project Ozone Lite. And I am jumping like crazy, all this jump boost in my new armor. Fancy. So last time we built this, the Gaia Arena, and we laid the beat down on that old boy, who happens to be me. And got a whole bunch of Gaia spirits. And did some crafty, built the imaginary time block. So that was pretty cool. But remember last time, when we were fighting all that, the guy, we kept running into these obnoxious little goofballs right here. And today, I want to make them go away. Now, we've looked at this before. We've already made the aversion obelisk to make these guys go away. But I want to automate it today, so we don't have to listen to them anymore. Good grief, he's loud. Go away. There we go. Oh, he's still screaming. So, one of the things that you have to... Really? Okay. You know what? Enough out of you. Be gone. Obnoxious guy. So, one of the things we have to do to build this aversion obelisk is craft energetic alloy, craft solarium. We know how to do this. And we can set up patterns to be able to craft this machine chassis, no problem. But we also have to make this tormented Enderman head. We do this in the slice and splice. And we learned how to set up the slice and splice with patterns so that it can craft. But one of the things we need is water bottles. So I'm going to show you today how to automate that into your AE system so that you can create water bottles whenever needed. Really? This is why we have to get rid of these guys, because they are so obnoxious. So let's get on back to the purple dome. And I think it's only the green dome and the blue dome that don't have the aversion obelisks in them yet. Now, I have gone ahead and built patterns. So here's a pattern for the aversion obelisk itself. And then the machine chassis, iron bars, basic capacitor, and even the tormented Enderman head. And here's actually one that I've crafted. If we look at this guy, you know, the machine chassis requires iron bars, so we're going to teach the system how to make those, and a basic capacitor, so it'll know how to make those as well. I can't remember, honestly, if I've ever added those in there before, but we're going to add them again anyway. Just I want to make sure they're there. If it becomes an issue, we'll pull them out. So we'll pop those in there. Now this machine one, we're going to have to run over to the red dome and pop that into our slice and splice, into the interface above our slice and splice right there. So it'll push the items down here into our slice and splice to be used. We also want to set it up to either put a permanent axe in here or replace the axe, one or the other, because that axe is definitely taking some durability hits. Let's take a look now at, if I were to say, make me an aversion obelisk. Let's see. And I were to say craft it right now, the system would be like, no, you need water bottles, you ain't got none, so sorry. Now the bottles themselves we're getting from witches as part of our drops from our mob farm. Yeah, so we're collecting the glass bottles. We have like 14,000 in the system, so I'm not worried about the teaching it to craft glass bottles. We're going to get plenty of those from the witches. But I do want to teach it how to turn empty glass bottles into glass bottles with water in them. Simple as that. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to automatically get water buckets and water bottles into your AE2 system. So we're going to hop down here in the bottom of the red dome, and I've already set up a infinite water source right here in the middle. So we've got 3 water sources going across. Now what I want to do is I want to use a mechanical user, and we're going to use that on this source. So if I take, I'm just putting that interface there so the water doesn't go flowing all over everywhere. But if I pop that out and put the mechanical user there facing into the water source, and we don't need that interface there anymore. We will need it, but we need it there. I'm going to need some conduit, item conduit, because we're going to need that on... Well, we should be able to put the interface right on top of here, like so. And then let's run our cable over. Too far, too far. There we go. And that should come up with 1 channel. There we go, 1 of 8. And we're using our smart cables, so of course we can see what is what. Now if I take an empty water bottle and pop it into that mechanical user, you'll see it fills itself up. If we take a bucket, you'll see it'll fill itself up too. So that is super helpful. Now I've already built a pattern for 1 bucket will get you a 1 water bucket. I need to build one for water bottles as well. So let's pop up top here and build that pattern. So we're going to put in 1 empty bottle will get you 1 full bottle. And encode that pattern. Fantastic. And we're going to put that pattern over here in this interface. Actually, we're going to put both of those patterns in, like so. Now we need to get the water bottles out of here, but only the water bottles so that are full. We don't want the empty ones. Now we should be able to expand this import bus to specifically say only full things, but you notice I can't put anything in here. It only gives me 1 spot, so we're going to need a card to expand that out. So at applied energistics, and we're going to need a capacity card. And do I have a craft for those? Oh, I already have several. I only need 1. So let's pop that in here. And you'll see that opens up the plus sign, so we can now get 4 more items, but we only need 1 more. So we're just going to say those as well. And we'll just run that back up into there. And that should take another channel here in a second once it registers. There we go, another channel. That should be 2, and then this should be 5. Fantastic. So now if we put a empty bottle in, it should fill up and then get sucked up. And it did. And if we put an empty bucket, it should fill up and then get sucked up. Problem is, it's not sucking up quick enough. Okay, so what's happening is the mechanical user is pushing the water back in here before this guy gets it sucked up. So I'm going to add some acceleration cards on there to see if that'll help that. We may have to go redstone. I don't want to have to do that, though, if we don't have to, because that just overly complicates things. Let's just add some Excel cards in there and see if that fixes the problem. Empty bucket in. And it does not. Grr. So we definitely don't want a speed upgrade. Is there a speed downgrade for extra utilities? Probably not. It doesn't hurt to double check. And upgrades, but no downgrades. Boo. So I need to get that bucket out quicker than this is pulling out. Wonder if we pull out with an item conduit instead, and we put that into a chest. Any old chest is fine. And we extract always, insert always, and we're going to put a filter on that. Basic item filter, because we only want the full things. That already had some stuff. We'll just empty that out. We're going to whitelist. So we got to set to whitelist, and we're going to whitelist full items. And I want to put a max of 15 upgrades in there. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect. So there's all 15. So that's going to pull out as quick as it possibly can. So let's empty this bucket out and give it a try. There we go. Perfect. Exactly what we wanted. We'll drink that water, and then we'll pop this in here. Perfect. So now we just put this import on here. And we don't need the filters on the import anymore because we don't care what it sucks in. Anything in the chest is good to go. And once that connects to our system, there it went. We'll see it start to suck those items in. Fantastic. And we can just speed it up, but it doesn't really matter one way or the other. So we should now be able to say, I'm going to pull these 2 bottles out that we have, and so we have none in our system, but it does know how to craft, and I'm going to say craft me 10 water bottles. Nice. Ooh, I should say random slot so it'll get them all. There we go, because it was putting in faster than it was. Processing. Now, if we come back, bottles 10. Fantastic. Work like a champ. So let's try buckets. Pull out the one we have. We know how to craft, so we're going to say craft me 10. Go. And there's no way it already did 10. What the Jiminy crack corn? Oh, it's using the water essence. I forgot we did that. I forgot we had set that up. Okay, so we only need this for water bottles. So let's take the bucket out. And then we can clear this pattern. Fantastic. So now we just got the water bottles. I totally forgot we had set up the water essence for Mystical Agriculture to do buckets. But that is super handy. Okay, so now we got our water bottles. Now we should be able to clean out our inventory for one thing. And now that it knows how to make that, we should be able to make our eversion obelisk. So we need 2 of those guys. And it should have no problem making what we need. So it did 1 because it had already crafted 1, but here's our other one, just crafted. Got to be super quick to see it. And there's our 2 eversion obelisks. Awesome. Now we're going to need some soul vials. We need 2. And we're going to need some high-end capacitors. I'm going to need 1 more of those, please. And there we go. So now let's pop over to the green dome and say, Ender dudes, your days are numbered. I need you in a soul vial, please. Come here. Got you. Now we're just going to pop that down right there. Pop that soul vial with the Enderman in it. And pop the capacitor in. And our range should be more than enough to do that dome. So there should be the last of the Endermen we see in this dome anyway. Now these guys were already spawned in, but no new guys should spawn in. But that's good because we need one of these guys. Now let's head on over to the blue dome. And pop down here. Pop this guy on here. Pop the Enderman in. The capacitor on. And... really? Now there should be no more Endermen. We may still have some in the towers, but though I do think those are probably fairly well covered, maybe at the tops. But we shouldn't have any more in the domes. I think we've already added Enderman Begons everywhere else. I'm not seeing any more around, just looking through. Just looking through to see that they're all gone. Man, we still have a lot of empty space we gotta fill in. A lot of empty space left to be filled. There's Mirrusky's new Costa Rica. Yeah, I think we got it, and we've auto-crafted it, and we were able to automate. Oh, we are already automated water buckets, which I completely forgot. But we also automated water bottles, which is fantastic. Oh, and it's so nice not to hear the constant gurgle and grumble of those stupid Endermen everywhere. But I do think that is all the time I got for today. As always, I sure do appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me. And until next time, get out there and make some noise. See ya!